Hello.
It's been a while.
That it is.
How's your day been?
Uh, Tired. I just woke up actually.
Oh no. Well, for those of people who do not know who you are, please introduce yourself.
I am a Muay Thai fighter and a rap artist. I go by the name Law. That stands for Love and Warning.
How did you come up with that name?
Um, this is basically it's like the concept of duality. I think I described it before as let's say that you have love for somebody, but at the same time you can want to be respected by somebody. So it's like you can have love and it be a warning at the same time. Like don't get it twisted. Um, and it's just like everybody has two sides. Not saying like two personalities, but not everything has to be so. Or there's gray area that basically.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. So tell us about your new album.
Um, so the new album is called For the Moment. It's out now it's on all streaming platforms, and I'm also selling it locally. Um, I'm trying out the flash drive since we're past the CD era.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. Now, other than writing, give new inspiring artists an idea of how to create an album.
Well, we kind of live in an era where the barrier for entry is a little bit lower than it was in the past, and people are building home studio setups or recording straight off their computer. I mean, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, because if people don't take their time, a lot of less quality stuff can be put into the market, but a lot of good quality stuff is made in home studios, and sometimes the consumers wouldn't even know the difference.
I never considered that. I never considered that. I got violent thoughts in my head. What inspired that lyric?
Just sometimes you're upset. But I think in that same song, I was speaking on, even though I might have thoughts like that, my main focus is chasing the bag. So like, I won't let it get in the way of me pursuing my career.
Yeah. I actually I wasn't planning on listening to your full album because I'm more of a musical theater girl.
I
But
understand.
you kept me engaged throughout the whole album because I'm like, what is he why did he say that? Like it was very it was very engaging just the words alone. Like if you had just made it like a poetry album, I would have still
Mhm.
kept into it. Do you consider yourself a poet?
Well, in essence, I think that's what rapping is. Like some people may disagree, but it's probably the songwriting form that's closest to spoken word just in its nature. But
Yeah.
all songwriting across all genres is a type of poetry. It's just rap is kind of like right there because like you said, you could just take the beat away and then that's the feeling someone will get as far or something like country or R&B or something where somebody's like really, really, really trying to push their vocals, then it would just stand out as a possibly a very good acapella. But hip hop, rap, once you take the beats away, then, that's what you're getting is a poetry recital.
I like that. I like that a lot. What's 11:30?
Um, so that song, I was just being silly. I was just basically saying like I just picked the arbitrary time to where what I say. Um, I think I was trying to say that you were supposed to check out the hotel. So I know that's around like not like super, super early in the morning, but they give you enough time to like get your stuff together. And, you're messing around with a love interest and y'all don't necessarily get up in time you're supposed to for checkout. So that's where I was going with that one. So yeah, it's basically the time you were supposed to be gone from the hotel.
Oh, that's deep. I might steal that from you. Um, oh, this you don't really need to respond to this, but I love this lyric. You make you sick, I'm your prescription. I thought that was so I was like, oh my. I
Thank you.
like that a lot. Oh, plug, who made your album cover?
I did. Yeah, I use like Photoshop. I be doing all kind of stuff. I got Unreal Engine installed on the computer and all that for video games.
Can you
I
cover?
be like, hmm?
Can you make my book cover? I'm writing a book. Can you make my book cover?
Um, just give me a prompt. I'll see what I can do.
We'll talk about that later. I've
Yeah.
been looking for people to make my book cover for. Oh, I'm so angry at you now. We
Now,
talked today.
what what I will say is, I think so. I use Photoshop. I think they probably use one of the other Adobe softwares for book covers, but I could probably help you come up with a design that you can get formatted.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk later about that. Enough about me. Um, Fighting or rapping?
Um, I don't necessarily think they're mutually exclusive. Right now, it was just easier for me to do music because I work at a factory and we were having like a lot of hours. So
It's holiday season, yeah.
um yeah, it was just the nature of my job. Well, sometimes they'll do 12-hour shifts. This year they were better about it. They did a lot more 10-hour shifts, but um they made it so that a lot of my overtime hours were during my class time for Muay Thai. So when I got off of work, I could work on music, um, but it was affecting me being able to train as much this year. I plan on getting back into more training after the at the start of the year.
For Move On, was that you singing?
So that was me singing on the second verse. So another artist that was I actually featured on that song. His name's Bud Janaya. He did the chorus, the first verse. I did the second verse, and then he did the chorus again.
I probably spelled it wrong, but can you message me that later so I can tag him in the video?
Yes, I will. I will.
That was the most emotional song on the album. What inspired that?
Well, actually, he had already had the song. Um, he had already had the song, his part done, and I think he posted it, and he asked his Facebook community what he should do with the song, and I heard it, and I was like, hey, I can, I can do something for that. It just sat with me. It was just something that I heard and I was like, oh, I could work. So originally I sent him a draft and I think he tried to mix it and you could tell we were like in two different places. Sometimes that's the downside of recording in two different environments. and it was all right. But then later, when I got ready to do the album, he was like, "Yeah, go ahead and use it," and I was like, I can go even harder than I went the first time. So I was like, let me re-record this. And then because I think the first time I might have been rapping more, and I was like, let me try to match the vibe. And then I like, I'm not like a singer, but I can kind of harmonize with myself because I'm the one that did the first track. So um yeah, I was like, let me give it my best shot.
I love that. I think that was my favorite one. Okay. Question that everyone always asks every rapper. Biggie or
Um, I would probably say Pac. Now I know they get into where Biggie might have been the better lyricist, and the fact that it said that he didn't necessarily write, he was more freestyling than Pac was. But it's just the emotion that Pac was like the hood preacher, basically.
oh wow. Yeah, that's like who are you listening to right now?
um, a little bit of everybody and a little bit of nobody,
Okay, that
So it's just it's tough finding like new music. 'Cause sometimes I want to be like I don't want to get too outdated. I can probably match any flow I wanted to. Like, but I don't want to necessarily take from too much from anybody else. Like sometimes you got to see like where the market is going, like what the trends are, what people are, but you still kind of want to be your own person. So sometimes it might just be one song that caught my attention, and it'd be like sometimes it'd be older people, sometimes it'd be younger people, like that. People surprised when I say it. Like I like that one song, "Go West" by Baby Chief Do It, and he like 14 years old, and they're like, you seem a little older. Like it's just that I don't know his whole catalog, but if a song caught your ear, it caught your ear.
yeah, that's so funny. Um, who are you trying to actually reach and or inspire?
Um, Probably. Like probably working class, because hip hop's like if you listen to my music, I'm not talking about like shooting nobody, this and that, but like I said, I have violent thoughts, but I'm gonna chase the bag, like basically like rags to riches. Not everybody starts at the top up here, so it's like for the common person, we can aspire to move on. Cause I've been doing music for years. I just finally decided to take it serious. In September, I actually started a LLC for publishing my music, and it's like basically, oh, I would like to get to a point where even if I'm not like super, super, super rich, I'm not always relying on having to clock in for somebody else, and I can buy some of my time back.
This wasn't on the thing that I sent you, but even when I met you in real life, you're so calm.
Yeah, a lot. That's why they say it was a lot of problems with when I fight too. They're like, he's like, yeah, yeah, he's calm. He's not bothered in there, but sometimes you got to turn on.
How do you stay so calm? Is that just how you were raised?
um, Partially that. When I did get in trouble and go to prison when I was like fresh out of high school, like years ago, fresh out of high school. And I think I just pretty much see it like I've seen some of the craziest stuff. Like average stuff doesn't really bother me, you know. So it's like a blessing from a bad situation.
Amen. Amen to that. Okay, back on subject. What's your favorite song
My favorite song on the album or in general?
in general?
Ah, I don't know. There's been so many.
Mm,
Um, um, I haven't heard it in a while, but um, I don't know. I grew up in a weird era. You know, I grew up with a mix of you were listening to old school R&B and B and you were listening to Plies at the same time. That it's an awkward combination. But I think I would say like Lil Wayne playing with fire or maybe Earthquake if I say all time favorite songs, you know, and it's not it wasn't necessarily like again, it wasn't necessarily off of pure lyricism, but you know, they were fun songs. Like, well, Earthquake was fun, you know, because you had I think you had Jazzy Faye doing a Al Green cover, so that was kind of interesting to mix with rap. Um, and then playing with fire, it was just the energy that he came with. I feel like that was back when Wayne was telling his story. Because, you know, I feel like every rapper, they have a point where they're telling their story, and that's where they come out with their best music. And then, um, I hate to say it's like a point where you go too commercial.
yeah, 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 exactly. Exactly. Are you ever afraid of that happening to you? Where even whether you go become a huge rapper or become a huge fighter, that you're gonna like I'm not sure if you've been following this Ariana Grande thing, where like she looks like a stick now, and it's like
Yeah.
hot to you, fame got to you, so now you're gonna die from anorexia. Are you ever afraid that's gonna happen to you?
Um, I think the only, because, you know, everybody, people grow, people change, their environment changes. That's why everybody like, I would never change up on my day ones. Um, I kind of feel like I got friends that I don't talk to on an everyday basis, but I will still have their back. You know, they call me, I'll be there for them. But sometimes your circle does change. Things come in life. I think that the way to avoid like completely becoming somebody other than who yourself and what you hold true to is you kind of have to have experiences outside of the life that's coming to you. Like, so the best way to describe it, I might get some flack for this, but Kanye West, he's had his own crazy moments. Everybody's seen it. But one thing that did resonate was when he was like, they cook at home because he didn't want his daughter to get like overly spoiled. So he wanted her to see they were normal people too and experience doing their own cooking. It's like that's the type of stuff that you kind of got to hold on to. So like I said, you have experiences outside. Like he probably never has to cook a day in his life again, but he's choosing to, you know, to pull himself back down, you know, to stay humble. I think that's what it boils down to.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so where can we like you, follow you, stalk you, all that fun stuff?
I think on Instagram, this one is Law Music TV. I Facebook, I think it's Law, but there's a there's periods in between each letter, so it's L period A period W period. Now because my acronym is Love and Warning, a lot of times I do have to send a direct link for Spotify and stuff like that because it'll send you to everybody else who wanted to use that name for a different reason. Um, I didn't know that in advance, but my acronym is unique.
Do you have Twitter and I don't know how to spell or TikTok?
I have TikTok. I should have had this prepared. I have TikTok. Um, I think TikTok is Law Music Official.
Okay. So before I let you go, do you have any final words that you would like to share with individuals about not only your album but about this? It's December, the year is ending. Any final words?
Um, and you know what they say is like how you end the year is how you start the year. I don't know how true that is, but let's try to go out with a banger. Let's try to go out on some positive vibes going into the next one. You know, different people they celebrate different things, so I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, let's just try to end the year good.
Amen to that. All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. We'll
Thank
be
you for
talking
having me.
to you guys for tuning in as